Police have confirmed now that at least 3 people have died in what is being treated as a terror attack in the capital, Stockholm. A truck crashed into a major department store in the city centre, and there have been unconfirmed reports of gunfire. Well, for more, we can cross now to the Swedish capital. We can talk to Beatrice Jansson, who's a reporter with Swedish radio in Stockholm. Hello, thank you very much for being with us, Beatrice. What's the latest?
Hello. Well, Prime Minister Stefan Löfven has made a statement that Sweden has been attacked and this seems to be a terrorist attack. At least 3 people are dead and the police informed that many people have been injured. And it's a situation like we have seen in other cities in Europe. It's chaotic and the information is not very clear. A truck was driving in high speed into people on one of the busiest shopping streets of Stockholm, Drottninggatan, where also the parliament is situated, and it's also close to government buildings, and they have been closed now. This vehicle was hitting people on the street, and then it crashed into this big shopping center. And this is a street with also a lot of tourists. And there are a lot of helicopters in the air now, a lot of policemen out to stop people from approaching this area. A big area has been cordoned off, and they have also closed the metro, so this is affecting the traffic in the city. I spoke to one friend in an office close to Drottninggatan where people are taking shelter. They ran up to this office from the street, and there are many people inside this office crying and calling their families right now, and a lot of offices keep their staff inside at the moment. So people have difficulties to get away from job this busy Friday afternoon and to pick up their children in schools and so.
Now, police have confirmed for the moment that this is a terrorist attack. Do we know, Beatrice, if it's still underway or whether the assailant has been arrested or incapacitated? Do we have any idea on what the situation is at this point?
One people has been arrested, and there have been rumors of shooting in different places in Stockholm, but I haven't heard the police talking about anything of that. So it's a bit unclear, and I think the police want to keep some of the information not in public. But I don't hear any information about more places where there are terrorist attacks going on.
What was the current terror level, threat level in Sweden?
Well, it is. I don't know exact the level right now, but people have been fearing something like this because we have a lot of people returning from ISIS in Syria, for example, and there is a big debate in Sweden that we don't handle this situation better. Now we don't know who is behind this attack, but we have been fearing something like this. Like in other cities. And of course, this reminds us of the terrorist attacks in Nice, Berlin and London recently.
Swedish police have just ordered the evacuation of a central train station in Stockholm. Why would Sweden be a target for this type of attack?
Well, I think that there are many countries which can be targets of attacks now, so there is nothing in particular at the moment.
Is it involved in the war on the Islamic State group, for instance, in Syria and Iraq?
No, it's not involved in that, and it's not a NATO country, for example.
But the Swedes did feel that they should be better prepared for this type of assault?
Yes, there is a big debate about that in Sweden. So this is something that has been discussed a lot with terrorist experts, with politicians in Sweden, and a lot of people have been upset that the Swedish politicians haven't done more to protect the people from this kind of incidents, even though we don't know who is behind this.
Is there a sense that there's a homegrown threat in Sweden? as we've seen, for example, in France or Germany?
Yes, we can see the same threat, and we had an attempt of a terrorist attack on the same street, Drottninggatan, some years ago, where a suicide bomber was blowing himself up, but it was just himself dying in this attack.
Beatrice Johnson, thank you very much for having spoken to us there. You're reporting from Stockholm, where once again police say that 3 people have been killed and a number more injured after a truck was driven into a busy department store in the centre of the capital.